It is your boy Ghost with a 6, never with a O.
AZ, your kid, folk.
And we are back at it again with another episode of the On Everything podcast. Make sure you guys go like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell for the notifications.
Come in, have a seat, I'm about to school you to some game. Let me introduce myself, Griselda be the name. But you can call me Blanco, I'm the head honcho. I started all the shit, but I could also make it stock though. If I ever for a second think you moving funny, I will drop you on the spot cause I don't play with money. I see the fear in your eyes, that's good, I like that. Gotta keep you on your toes in case I gotta strike that.
That's in the building. Alpha, what it is, baby?
What up, Alfa?
You jumping all over the place like a goddamn bee, bro.
Listen, I gotta fucking multitask. I gotta be here.
Man.
I got personality here. I gotta just be everywhere, brother.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So-
all over the place. Alpha, what it is?
We just chilling. Life is good and God is great. You heard?
All the time,
Man,
man.
how you been? How you been?
How I've been?
How you been? How's your energy?
To be
Emanating a
honest,
vibe right now.
so everything right now is rebuilding energy. Right now, so we rebuilding our lives right now.
Well,
Getting
the opposite
everything
of war
together.
is peace is creation.
Creation,
The opposite of war is peace is creation.
as usual.
And of course.
I dream every day.
Exactly. But how you feeling? Like,
I'm feeling great. My life is good. Sometimes I used to be depressed, but
mhm.
every single moment that you live, you actually try to find moments to feel like life is better.
But in this moment, what are you doing?
We lit.
No. Like
Oh.
I know that we live right now, but like, what are you doing? What are you about? What's Alpha?
What I'm about, I make my own beats and I sing on my own songs. So I make my own music. I like to paint. I paint abstract art.
Mm-hmm.
I like to talk to my friends on live and let them know how my day is doing. Because a lot of people feel like bored or
I feel that.
lonely throughout the day, and sometimes you would love someone to be there around you.
Exactly. So you into abstract painting? What led you into that shit?
Abstract painting. What led me into abstract painting was the fact that so when I went to school in Connecticut, I moved here 2017. I only did senior year,
And how?
and right now I'm 23.
Okay.
So that was like 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And 2016, 2017, and that's when I took my extracurriculars like art and stuff, and I started doing art, and I always wanted to do something from my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did things from my feelings, a lot of things that I've never thought that I would create would be possible. Another thing that the main thing that put me into art was like my dad.
Okay. Is
So
your dad an artist?
no, I don't know, but my dad was in jail for like 10 years.
Okay.
And when I was in elementary school, he would send me like paintings of like Mickey Mouse or like paintings of like Minnie Mouse and stuff like that, and he was sending me like SpongeBob stuff. And these are all like hand painted things from inmates in jail.
So would you kind of say that people, even though, they're in jail, they're still creating something beautiful as,
I don't
SpongeBob
think
and
jail
Minnie
should
Mouse.
exist.
SpongeBob and Minnie Mouse.
No, that's what she just said.
Yo, no, I'm saying like, it.
No, but I do agree with you. Sorry to cut you off,
The
AZ.
folklore of being a jail inmate or being an inmate, or being incarcerated is the most talented motherfuckers are behind the walls.
Factual.
In any type of degree of life, you know what I'm saying? You got jailhouse lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
You have basketball players. You have
Teachers,
artists.
doctors.
I mean, I don't know about doctors, but I'm just saying because nobody's practicing.
Like nobody's practicing.
Right. But as far as intelligent minded motherfuckers, it's always you can go behind the wall and find an intelligent being behind that wall. You know.
But you don't think that prisons should be
I don't. I think that I think that if a person is going through a lot and they don't understand how to fix their life, they should be put probably in a hospital instead of like a prison setting, right? And maybe they should have like hardcore hospitals, but not something like where they have beatings and they have people who take advantage and they have
hospitals, jails, schools are institutions that they're all correlated to match the same system.
Factual.
For you to act in according way.
But hospital is better than jail. And a lot of people in jail have mental health issues.
You're right. A lot of people in jail have mental health issues.
And that's most of them, to be honest.
You can, yeah, you
and
can
a lot
say
of people
that.
need therapy just
but
to get through the situation.
A hospital won't necessarily help that person with that mental issue. Hospitals really don't. They facilitate people with what sicknesses?
Yeah,
not mental sicknesses.
Oh, for me, yes. I've been in
isn't that
psych
what a
wards.
mental hospital is?
Yeah, mental hospital.
Well, a mental hospital. So now, if you saying
every emergency room has a psych ward. It has a psych location.
Yeah.
So do you?
Yeah.
So you think that so because we know that the incarceration of people, it's high, like
Very high.
It's high.
Extremely.
So if like you say 95% is mental health issues, you think that a mental hospital can facilitate 100,000 motherfuckers who's just crazy?
So the thing is that if you look at the other side of the world, right?
Mhm.
Countries like Germany and other countries like that at the other side of the world,
Mhm.
they actually have
Sweden.
yeah, they have facilities
Yeah.
that it's not like a jail. They house murderers.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
That's
they
funny
can
you said that 'cause-
leave.
Yeah.
They can leave and go to the real world, and as long as they're trusted, they come back.
But
They
they
have
have to do a
TVs,
whole
they have
psych
all that.
evaluation. They have
No,
to do like a
but-
whole
To get to that point,
evaluation. Yeah, they have to do like a whole like mental evaluation. They have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
pass like a certain amount of tests
But-
to be able to be let back into society.
Well,
Now,
that's-
I think that should be
That's-
implemented here.
What do you mean? That is here. What do you mean? It's here. But what she's saying is
No, like what they have over in Germany and Sweden. And
no,
those
like
places.
you do have to go through a whole evaluation before you get released.
Yeah, but they're not treated how American prisons are. Like it's not like that over in Germany.
It's definitely like the prison system is definitely a different, like say for Sweden or like a murderer, like there's a murderer won't get life in jail.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So they'll probably give that person who murdered somebody 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
They'll try to help him instead of putting him in a box.
mhm.
they don't, your system is built differently. So
Yeah.
there's like no cells.
There's no cells. There's no
It's
shit like
community.
that.
It's no cells. So, and then they rehabilitate that person. Like it's like, so when you get locked up in the United States for anything, like I'm saying, like you'll go and get locked up and they'll throw you to the wolves. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you really want to change and be a conduit of peace and intelligence and change for society, you have to put that work in yourself. Like nobody's gonna step in and be like, all right, this is where you messed up. This is how you organize this nobody gives you tools. You
Yeah.
have to want it and get it for yourself. This is why there's the recidivism rate is so high, because motherfuckers go to jail and just act like they're still on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They'll like street it out, bid it out until it's time for them to leave. And they'll come home and it's right back to doing the same old fucking two-step. You know what I'm saying? Like selling drugs or fucking shooting dope or whatever it is. Whatever they shit is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But she said, she highlighted a good point, like Germany, like certain, they have fucking tools in place of people in place where they intersect and rehabilitate you. They don't treat you like an animal when you get locked up. You like you're not locked up in a cell. Like there's certain things.
Now, AZ, do you feel like if we were to have that over here, do you feel like there would be less of an incarceration? I can't talk to the people. I apologize. There'd be less of an incarceration rate. I do.
I can't say that because United States,
Mm-hmm.
you know, everything is systematic.
Yeah,
It's been systematic for decades, generations.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that because it's like saying if we have free healthcare, like
all problems would go away.
like Canada.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
But Canada has a different system in place.
they have
like
but they still have problems, but as far as free healthcare, you know what I'm saying? Like if you would take different aspects of different countries and like, oh, they have free healthcare, this and this have free, you know what I'm saying? Like Cuba, they have free education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
listen, if we were to take certain things from certain countries, like okay, for example, Europe, most of the places in Europe, all their electrical lines are underground. There'd be a lot less fucking power outages because motherfuckers can't drive. Like
what? Wait, so
the power lines are underground. Like there's no telephone poles. Feel me?
So what do you mean motherfuckers can't drive?
Motherfuckers can't drive. Motherfuckers are always hitting telephone poles. At least where I live. Motherfuckers can't drive. I lose my Wi-Fi and I get pissed.
Who's ever out there, you fucking hitting telephone poles?
Keep hitting telephone poles, people. Keep having Jesus take the wheel.
Yo, nigga, so yeah, I mean, I guess telephone poles are fucking
telephone poles. Yeah, it's AC.
I mean, I guess
it's a detriment.
I guess it is,
and they're ugly too. Like what the fuck? They're ugly as shit.
Telephone poles.
They're like Joan Rivers' cunt.
And they're scary if you walk on them.
They yo.
Who's walking on telephone poles?
I had a dream that I was walking on a telephone pole, and I was walking back like off of it, and my mom was there and everything, and I told my mom, I was like, I think I'm about to faint, and then I fainted in my dream and I woke up in real life.
And can I ask, I won't feel like a fucking every time.
You sure they don't have telephone poles down there?
I'm sure that they have telephone poles in Europe, but like in certain places they don't because the fucking electrical wiring is underground, so there's no telephone poles.
So where does the water go?
Where does the water go? I don't know. I don't live in fucking Europe.
I'm saying, I mean, usually waters go like the water pipes and stuff.
I'm sure that they have it all figured out, but like, yeah, it works. According to what I hear, according to what I've seen.
So, if anybody can elaborate.
Listen, if anybody's watching over there in Europe, if y'all want to elaborate over in the comments, please make sure you go like, share, and subscribe. Put down in the comments what y'all situation is over wherever you guys are. It's like I hear all these fucking SJWs, you fucking social justice warrior people, fucks, that they're like, these people should give their money to charity. Why? Because they're billionaires.
What do you mean charity, man?
So why the fuck should Elon Musk give X amount of dollars to charity? Go fuck yourself. Like, who the fuck are you? Like Let the man do what he wants. If he wants to fucking send a fucking car into space, let him do what the fuck he wants.
And so, all right, cool.
Like, do you think that like billionaires should have like a fucking duty every year to give a X amount of dollars to charity or whatever?
They're not mandated
They
to
should give it to people, not charities.
Right. They're not mandated to give any type of their money to charity.
But they get a major tax
They
deduction.
get a major tax break.
Right.
So they do it. So they
So
have to do it. If
They don't
not,
have to do it. They
So
do
they
it.
do it. They do it because it saves their wallet a little bit.
No, they do
man.
it to make them richer. So that's how the rich stay rich. There's certain things. This is how the rich stay rich. You know what I'm saying? This is why Republicans rule when it comes to money and the rich, like because they feel like all the rich people are to save taxes because certain things. And this is why poor people stay poor. You know what I'm saying? Not understanding certain aspects of shit. But if you was rich, you wouldn't want to donate some of your bread to a charity that's something close to you that you might feel like might benefit if you just reached out.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I do that if I got money right now. If I get if I see somebody on the road and I have like $2, and it'll be the last $2 in my pocket. I give that nigga my $2. Like it's the last thing in my pocket. And I'm gonna give him my $2.
Can I tell you a story afterwards?
No, you can tell me the story now because I just feel like altruism is the fucking best, man. It makes you just feel good. So yeah.
Okay.
So what's your story, Alpha?
So my story. This is a story that's really important to me and my living and the way that I see life.
Okay.
Right.
Speak up.
So basically, let's say I'm walking down the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not me because I'm not the type.
Hypothetically.
Of course. So let's say there's this man.
Okay.
So let's say there's this man and he walks into Walgreens.
Okay.
He's trying to walk into Walgreens and there's this homeless man and he says, "Hey, do you have any change?
Yeah.
Can I have a few dollars?"
Mm-hmm.
And then the man says, "I don't have nothing." And then he walks into the store. A couple minutes later,
Walks into the store. Love it.
couple minutes later,
Right.
he walks out of the store and the homeless man comes up to him and takes off his disguise and shows him that he was God
Mm-hmm.
and basically says, "You couldn't even give $1 to God." And then that man got on his knees and prayed for forgiveness. And that's why every time I see a homeless person, I always see God in a homeless person.
Yeah, because that's who will be saved first. Not the motherfucker who's rich. Not the motherfucker who prays him. Like, the destitute of people will be saved. Like, you know the story, like, the first will be last and the last will be first.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, then you got motherfuckers who really just hustling. But at the end of the day, it's not your judgment to understand if they hustling you or not. You know what I'm saying? If I have it and I'm usually moved to be like, yo, I'm gonna give him some bread. And even if it's my last $5 in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him the $5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a true story. Like one of the truth. I was probably somewhere in Hartford. This Jamaican. Nope, I'm lying. I was somewhere in Waterbury. I was coming from Walmart. I was going to work. I had only change in my pocket. This Jamaican dude, he was on. I was like, listen, I pulled out all my change in my pocket, everything, because I really don't have cash. I just use my card. I'm like, yo, if I had more, I could. He was like, yo, what you gave me is a blessing. It's enough, yo. God bless you. And I took that, and enough. Like where a motherfucker, if a destitute motherfucker, poor motherfucker's like, yo, that's enough. You're good. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? His
Yeah.
gratitude,
Humble.
his gratitude is just, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just like where I have, and I'm like, damn, I want more.
Yeah.
I want more. I mean, I always want more, but like he's at a place where he's just like, yo, whatever change you just gave me, that shit's enough, bro. Yo, bless you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like the magnitude of that is just crazy. So
I mean, it's just crazy how
yeah,
you know sometimes money changes people.
yeah. I mean, do you think it should change you though?
So I kind of go back and forth with this because yeah, like if I were to get like a bag right now, yeah, I'm gonna change my situation. But when you change, for some people, when they change their situation, they change their person. So just because they come out the ghetto, they come out the hood, they live in a nice house, all of a sudden they acting different.
But you think are you like what you are you supposed to stay the same? Do you think you're supposed to?
You're supposed to stay true to your core.
So what's your core? Is living in the ghetto your core?
No, but like realizing where you came from and growing from that, but still keeping in mind where you came from.
I don't think people lose that core. I think they just change because with money, everything changes around you. So you have to change.
This is why I always say money is sometimes the root of all evil.
But it's not though. It's people.
Alpha.
Okay, so my opinion on money is the root of all evil should be, the thing is, you have to understand that without money.
We need you in the camera though.
Huh?
We need you in the camera. Give you a little seat, little shot thing. Now you can fall back though. That's you can fall back.
So when you say money is the root of all evil, you have to really come into consideration that without money you don't have shelter. Without money you don't have food.
Right.
Without money you don't have health care. Without money
Right.
you don't have the necessities that you need of life.
Right.
So one thing that somebody told me, my roommate, shout out, my roommate told me, in this world, the first thing that ever happened in our spiritual conscious was when a man wanted a woman, right? Right? So when a man gives a woman a ring, it's not only does it symbolize like ancestral memory, because penguins, when penguins want a mate, they give their mate special rocks. And when they give them special rocks, they elope and they have children. So that's an ancestral memory that goes back down generations. So when we were like cavemen, or when we were back down where we were, the first thing that a man ever did was exchange gifts, exchange necessities, resources to gain something,
Right.
to give to a woman, so
bargained.
that woman could be his. And when that woman is his, he has a family. And like a lot of people really don't, like, if you have a very feminist mindset, you might not understand that, but
So do you consider yourself a feminist?
Do
you understand the feminist position?
I understand the feminist position, but I'm not a social justice warrior.
Okay.
So I understand, like, for me personally, I understand when a woman, like in my life situations, I need a man. I'm not afraid to say that I need a man, right?
Because you know, feminist people who take, sorry to cut you off,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of women, they take the feminist thing to a different level
Oh, I don't need a man.
Of
I
its
don't,
meaning,
I
right?
don't need a man.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah,
Because
blah.
when you really boil it down to a feminist, it's just like equal rights for females, for women, for the women.
Yeah.
It's just equal rights.
Yeah, but
That's-
when it comes to feminism, like when it comes to anything, really, there's like having a point. Then there's extremists. Then there's radicalists.
Right.
Like, and it's with any topic.
But right.
Feminism. That's one thing that like people really get radical and extreme about.
You think so?
Yes.
I
have a story.
So
No, I think they do. I agree with you.
So
Because
I-
there's more females on this earth than
That's true.
men. And everybody wants the civil rights,
So I
the
feel
equal rights.
So I feel that when it comes to, just feminism in general, there's a point where, yeah, you could stand your ground, you could want equal rights and all that. Then there's some wild ass shit where you want to be a feminism. This is where I put y'all in and if y'all rock like this, no judgments. But then there's like the extremists, or I call them the radicalists, where they do this was big back in the early 2010s. Where
The early 2010s. This go further.
this is going a little back.
Yeah, it goes beyond for 2010s. But go ahead, brother.
Where they were free bleeding because a man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
Because a man invented the idea of the tampon and the maxi pad, and these women were just like, we don't want to use anything that a man made, so we're just gonna bleed out of our cooch.
Right, and that was a small faction of
It's kind of
people.
insane.
It wasn't.
It is insane if you think about it.
But it's not
just
the
imagine
same.
a bloody slip and slide as you walk in.
It's not the same because women are naturally supposed to bleed out.
Yeah.
Right. So the tampons and all of those were, you know what I'm saying, are just supplement things that
I believe
the
that
natural flow.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
being.
I believe that
So,
shit was made to be used
even-
as a distraction.
I'm just saying, even deodorant, I'm gonna just digress a little bit. Like deodorant, like the chemicals in deodorant when we use deodorant, you know what I'm saying? It clogs up our pores, but inject chemicals into us, right?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a natural thing.
Yeah.
So, tampons, it's not a natural thing for a woman. A woman is really supposed to bleed out because that time of the month is where they're releasing all their toxins. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So having a tampon in there, you know what I'm saying, is not really, it's restricting that flow.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So this is why we could go so much deeper into the whole structure of the human being, why we just have cancers and you know what I'm saying, because things are implemented in our lives where it's not, we're literally supposed to be free of, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So
shit, cancers and shit like that. It's just, can we just go back to when motherfuckers just knew each other and people got cancer when they were fucking in the 60s and 70s.
After smoking cigarettes.
Right,
for
right,
20
right.
years.
Exactly.
Right.
Now
Right.
people I remember when
foods and
what?
I'm saying food, motherfuckers get cancer for eating.
Yeah.
Get cancer.
All these
I'm
fucking
on Google's
GMOs
right now.
in the process.
Everything that has ever happened in my life has happened for a reason. And even the darkest and the lightest moments of my life created who I am today, and I wouldn't regret it. And I wouldn't.
Are you still growing?
Of course, I'm
Okay.
always growing. I'm in the school of life. How
Right.
usually most of us are the ones that like to learn, and so a little secret is that so people who are in the school of life, if you want to do after school, is like when you sleeping. So you really have to go through an extensive period of like meditation, like prayer. So when people talk about prayer, prayer is not only like, oh, Holy Father, this no.
Yeah, you can just stand right here, sit right here and pray.
Literally.
God
has been in your mind
right.
your entire life. He knows exactly how you talk, he knows exactly how you feel, you know. And when I say he is because for me, I'm a female. And in my world, like when you believe that you are the God of your world, like you run this world, and the opposite God is the one that you can't see has to be the opposite gender. For example, when there is matter and antimatter, there always has to be an opposite in order for it to exist. So essentially, like in my life, I've always I kind of forgot what I was saying.
Let's go.
This deviation has been brought to you by marijuana.
Listen, because it's always word is born though. What you just said was fucking really true. Because it's gonna always be compare and contrast. It's gonna always be dark and light. It's always gotta be something that's gonna counter or counter whatever the being is.
But one thing I can say with the light and dark is through the school of life, from what I've realized, is having that balance of that light and dark, which is something that I still struggle with every day, is finding that balance of that light and that darkness, and still staying true to who you are, but still having that balance.
So are you talking light and dark for metaphysics, or are you talking light and dark through
light and dark through whatever, metaphysical, emotional, spiritual, physical, sickness, whatever?
Because there always is gonna be a balance. It's what you feed the most that's gonna balance.
Yeah, but you in yourself have to find that balance. So you also have to want that balance as well.
It's not even about wanting a balance. Because
you don't think so?
No.
It could be needing it.
Because you could need a balance, you very well could, right. But you have to want to have that balance in your life.
All right,
what is want to you?
Right, exactly. What is want?
What is want? What is want? What is desire? What is your definition of desire?
Because wanting balance is not enough, brother. Because I could want, and I can be 100 miles away from where we at right now and want this light to be on in here and it's pure dark. That doesn't mean because I want that. Mm-hmm. I want it. That doesn't mean that it's gonna happen right now.
Yeah.
Right? So when she says, what's your want, what's your desires, like, because your want and your desires are separate things. Your want, your needs, and desires are separate entities in your life. She just said some real shit like, what's your wants? What's your desires?
Honestly, I don't know what I want. I'm not even 25. I don't know what I want.
Are you on a journey to figure out what do you desire?
I'm always on a journey to figure out what I want and what I desire.
Oh, that's normal.
I'm always on a journey for like constant knowledge and, shit like that. But, I'm always a person that I'm not a person that will be like, I have to figure this out by this point in time. I'm a person that like,
I'll be shitting my pants.
If it happens, it happens. Like, if it falls in my lap, it falls in my lap. If it doesn't, well, it fucking sucks. I didn't figure that out, but I gotta keep moving. Like, there's other shit I gotta find out. If that falls to the wayside, that's too bad. I'd like to find that out, but you know what? I only got 24 hours in a day. I only got 7 days.
So do you think that's a lack? Do you lack because I what you said was like, what you said just because I'm like completely opposite and maybe because I'm just fixated on figuring shit out.
Well, here's the thing with that. I've always been, so I was fixated on figuring everything out for the longest time. Then I almost died 3 times. 3 or 4 times, and that was a very big reality check. And
But still, did you want to even figure out, like, you almost dying? Did you want to figure that out? Like, because because that's deep with you, right?
yeah,
That's part of your life. That's a huge truth
mm-hmm.
in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you never wanted to figure out why, how, like you know what I'm saying? Like, what can you never wanted to figure that out? Like,
I mean, it wasn't so much a how. It was more of like a why the fuck did this not happen? Because this wouldn't have happened, and I wouldn't be here. It was kind of like damn. Okay, I thought I was gonna go down this route. Cause believe it or not, I wanted to enlist in the army. Yeah.
but
Like I had my whole shit planned out, and then this whole shit happened, and I was like, huh. Back to the drawing board. We gonna have to go back to the lab again, cause this isn't gonna work. So I'm at a point now, cause there was a while to where I might not wake up the next day. So now I'm at a point to where I only have 24 hours in the day. I am only one person.
I live the same way.
So
does that stop you from achieving or trying to achieve? Or does it get you to the point where you just be like, all right, if I can't figure this out, then fuck it. Like,
it doesn't. It doesn't get me to that point. So with my mentality, like I'm always in the survival mode. Like I'm always.
So isn't that a crutch? Isn't that
no?
It is. I think it is. Because that's a struggle. That's a struggle way of living.
So for me, yeah, it could be a struggle.
Nah, it is.
Can I explain though? All right, so like real quick. All right, so you said like survival, right?
Yeah, I'm always.
And you said struggle way of living, right?
It is.
So I have experience struggling, right? There has been days where I didn't have water to drink. There has been days because I'm very afraid of asking for help. Even my parents, like I would just sit at home and not have water to eat. I would not have food. I would just like wait there, you know. So like when you talk about like survival, when you're in the survival mode, you tend to give all of your activation energy, all of your creation energy to like to an entity or like God that like or something else out of yourself.
Suffering entity.
Yeah.
You're not giving it to an innate, like to a positive.
Not just suffering. No, like you give it because it's your last breath is the strongest, right? So if you believe that every day you have to fight to survive, then every breath that you take is strong.
Okay.
Right? So the energy that you put into the universe, right? That day, let's say you don't know what tomorrow is. That day, I need this. So usually when that happens, when you use that want, that need, that you need it right now, when you have that feeling of when you don't question it, it's in your soul, it's in your mind, this is what I need, this is what I want, then the universe automatically gives it to you.
I'm gonna stop right there because when you are struggling and you're in survival mode, you literally are in a point where you're not using your energy for the better. So like,
no, you are using your energy.
You're using it for survival.
You are because so maybe we had two different versions.
A bird.
Maybe you're not using the energy for. Maybe you're not conserving energy.
You think a bird? You think an animal, right? What are they known for? For survival. They gotta survive. They gotta survive, right?
So
do you think they question their need for food?
No.
All right, so because we know this, we know they don't question.
All right, so I think that you're taking the literal term survival.
No, it's not.
And
No. I'm taking it literal energy. I'm taking it wherever you want to take it. I'm just saying, listen, when you're coming from a survival standpoint, you're not coming from a standpoint of faith. Like if I'm stressing, right? If I'm stressing, I'm coming from a survival point of view. Because
yeah,
I'm stressing like where am I gonna get this money for this bill? Because I'm in survival mode, so I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I'm not coming from a standpoint of strong faith where it's not. I'm believing in my universe. I'm believing in my God. I'm believing in my atmosphere, my sphere of producing that shit for me.
yeah. See, but that's where you and I may differ because I don't have time to wait for something to produce because I am the first choice. I am the second choice. I can't fuck up. Like there is no safety net. Like that is what I mean by survival. Like there is no safety net.
What do you mean?
There is no safety net.
You're not the first. You're not the second.
I am the first and I am the second. There's only me going in the coffin, homie.
You're not the first.
Factual Alpha?
You're not the first. You're not the second, brother.
I am the first.
This is where we're gonna lose. Because you're not.
So what do you
So like also okay, so what he's basically the misunderstanding here is that faith, right? The faith to live another day. The faith to understand that another day has things for you. The faith to understand that another day will produce things for you that you need, right? So you guys are both on the same page but not knowing that you guys are because
I know the page that I'm on though.
No, yes, but like not knowing
right.
that you guys are on the same page is different. So like for example, when he means survival, he means every energy, every step that he makes, everything that he does is in order to solidify the fact that he eats and breathes the next day.
All right, so now
And he has faith.
that deduces his energy. Because it reduces your energy.
Why would you say it deduces?
It does.
No.
Absolutely.
Because every move that I make is tactical. So I look at life like a chessboard. So I have to think 3 steps ahead of my opponent. My opponent is life.
Let's keep this a stat. I'm gonna keep this really tall.
Alright.
All right.
Go ahead.
So we're just gonna keep this real plain and simple.
Yeah.
Right? So you think someone with money, right? Because you're coming from a place of lack when you're saying survival. You're coming from a place of lack.
Okay.
He's right about that.
So boom. You think with somebody with bread, right? They're not coming from a place of lack. Do you think survival is in their vocabulary? And it doesn't matter what term or what way they use survival.
Yeah.
I think that the survival. I think that a person that has a lot. I think that a person that has a lot still has survival instincts.
Yeah,
No.
I think that
Listen,
a person that
they
does
don't.
have bread does
They
have
don't.
survival.
They don't. They might have it in a rich standpoint. And when I'm saying this, we're not going to talk spiritually. We're not talking about spiritually. We're talking because
we're talking bread, right? We're talking money. Right?
We're not talking spiritually. So when you say survival, right, where you're standing from, you're talking from lack. You're not talking about anything else but lack. So if I'm on the other side of the field and I'm saying I have bread, you think that motherfucker is thinking? You think I'm thinking about lack of survival? No, I'm not thinking, because tomorrow, I'm not thinking about tomorrow if I'm gonna be in this situation, because now I feel for my comfort, not of lack, where I can actually probably articulate more.
Does this sustain?
I can articulate more. This is why rich people say rich, because they're not thinking about survival. They're not thinking about all the other energies and how they can, you know what I'm saying, to secure the bread. What they're probably thinking about is how to make more. So they're not, that's their survival, how to make more.
Mm-hmm.
It's not being of lack where
Definitely sustain.
to sustain.
Yeah.
You said it. But it's not lack. It's not survival of lacking. So when you reduce yourself to survival, that means you lack. You might lack the intellect to go search for your food. You might lack the intellect to hold on to your food. You might lack the breath, the strong breath that you encourage, that we take when we survive. You might lack that.
Or I could lack the intellect of, am I gonna have everything done?
You could
By the time I wake up tomorrow, am I gonna wake up tomorrow?
let the
Everybody, I'm sure everybody think about that though. That's not even a lack. That's a reality response to life. Cause everybody, like, shit is crazy right now. I'm sure rich, blind, deaf, poor thinks about their next breath. If are they gonna live? So people might gather enough berries and fruits and shit, and like, this is for my kids. When I do die, I'm gonna have a will, because this is what they're thinking. They're not thinking of lack. They're just thinking about, all right, next generation. We,
the 999 train.
when a motherfucker is poor, I'm not saying I'm poor. When a motherfucker is poor, I may lack bread, but we don't think about the next.
No, really?
I'm saying, no, I'm saying to you don't think about leaving something for the next. Do you think when you die, this is what I want to leave?
What do you mean?
Like, do you be like, this is what I want to?
Like, are you talking like leaving like as in possessions, or leaving like as in
legacy?
So when
to like your children.
so
To anybody, when you are in the spirit of lack, you don't preserve your legacy.
But I think
I feel like that's a
disagree.
double. I feel like that's a double standard.
Because for example, let's say we talk about Buddha, right? And he lived this life where he was a prince and he had everything he needed and wanted, right? So he took a little trip with his people, and he found out that people are starving, that people are dying, that people are homeless, right? And then so he decided, right, to leave his palace, leave everything, leave all the riches, leave all the food, leave everything, leave comfortability, right? Yeah. So he basically left in order to find out. There was moments where he decided, he was like, hey, maybe if I stopped eating, I would understand, and that didn't work. Or maybe if I eat a lot, I would understand, and that didn't work. So it's always finding like a balance, right? So for example, if a person that lacks some things, and when you speak about survival, in order to have survival, you always have to have a balance, in order to survive. Because if you do not have a balance, you don't survive, right? So like, for example, let's say you're hungry one day, right? You're hungry one day, you don't know how to get food, and you're every moment that like you wake up is that your thought process, every energy that you bring out to the universe is to get food, right? So you like survival. The universe usually gives you everything that you need, because if you don't get everything that you need, you will die and the universe will cease to exist. Right? So when we speak about survival, it's usually the tactic of how to manipulate the universe into working with you, and how how your manifestation works, right? So manifestation works in the purity, right? So what the purity is in, if you have a purity of, let's say you don't need anything, right? Let's say you are maintaining, let's say you have a lot of things and you want something, right? You want something and the universe looks into your soul and looks into your spirit and says, you're not lacking a lot and you don't need it right now because you won't die without it. Wait, you won't die without it. But then when the universe looks to a person that does not have a lot, a person that doesn't know if they're going to eat tomorrow, it says, oh, you'll need it right now. So a person that is in survival tactic usually gets it faster than a person.
Absolutely not.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure. Look at the device, like the diverse world and the divisiveness of it. So now we have third world countries that literally can't drink their water.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flint.
Alright, we can say Michigan Flint, who can't drink bad water. But let's say third world countries where it's just more so. They can't drink their water, right? There's all types of chloras, all types of bacteria. You know what I mean? They shit, they wash their clothes, they do everything in the same
Clean
water.
their food and their
Everything.
water.
Alright, now, so now are you saying these people literally lack the essential,
Manifestation energy.
the essential of life, which is water. The earth is covered with water. Our bodies is covered with water.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you believe in the caste system?
Okay, I do. But listen, before you even hit that note, now. So now, do you say that the universe is responding to their lack, or responding to the motherfucker who got a Bentley, Ferrari, 6-car garage, and still feeds that motherfucker and his family?
It
And
depends.
then it doesn't depend, because we know from universal forces.
If you're talking about quantity, yes.
No, we're saying attraction. We're saying attraction. So, a person in Africa who lacks water, they just not lack water, they lack education, they lack knowledge.
Mhm.
So the whole being of self is being lacked. So they are actually representing survival.
Mm-hmm.
They're under survival. They're the definition of survival. Any third world country. Philippines, Asia, they're under survival mode.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm trying to make money in America so I can move to Africa and move the fuck
Why
out
do
of
you want
here.
to move to Africa?
It's a
Paradise.
beautiful country.
How do you know?
Paradise.
How do you know?
Living off basic simplistic things is rich life.
It's awesome.
No.
I've seen
How do you
Maybe
know
it's
this?
just me. Fuck. I mean, I've looked at a lot of people on YouTube, and they told me to get like an income in America and then buy land in Africa.
Yeah. It's cheaper. You could buy land. I mean,
And like let's say in America, let's say you have $500,000, you get a really great house.
no, you can
in
get for
Africa.
less.
In
Yeah,
Africa, you
yeah.
can get a mansion.
You can, there's no property tax and all that.
Yep.
But
The life is amazing.
how do you know it's amazing?
Because you wanna know how I know it's amazing? Because
Yeah,
why would conquistadors and people go to Africa?
For you, how do you know it's an amazing experience? How would you know it's an amazing
It's in my
experience?
soul.
You're not gonna know until you go there.
So you
You're
said-
not really gonna know, but
so-
I feel it in my soul.
I want to go there.
I'm gonna.
You want to go there and live? You saying that's what you just said? You want to go there and live?
Hey, I thought
It's
that was
poor.
Might be
You
potential.
It's
got-
not poor.
No, Africa is poor.
Simple living is not poor.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Africa is poor. Africa is one of the is the richest continent, but it's poor.
In
It's
what?
poor.
Poor in what?
poor in resources, poor in
No, they're not poor in resources.
no. They are no.
Maybe in technology, sure.
Right. So all right. So you live all these years with technology. I mean, I'm sure you can adapt. Everybody can adapt to whatever situation. That's just what we are capable of adapting with. We have that tool. So I'm saying to rebuild yourself and the infrastructure into a third world country can be daunting.
But I'm from a third world country.
But you living here, you pacifying yourself here, you understanding, certain things of this land. I mean, I'm sure you can go to another land and learn. But to live and to be like, well, you're saying it could be a beautiful life. But what do you have to use to make it a beautiful life for you?
I would have to use the time now to solidify a beautiful life. I would have to work in America and create passive income in order to have a great life.
You said it. You just said it. Money.
Yeah, money is not the thing is, look, the thing is that if you understand money, right, and you understand this world, you think, right, that money is just like this society, this civilization. So
I don't.
It's not, right? Because not only, like, people don't tell you, but there's galactic like federalizations and stuff like that. There's a lot of worlds and a lot of entities that use a lot of resources,
right,
and stuff like that.
Africa is one of the places where
very important. And Uganda just got like $4 trillion in gold. Is it Uganda or is it
So Africa is, like I said, has like all the resources, and it's just been stolen from them, and because the lack of knowledge, the lack of everything.
There's no lack of knowledge in Africa. There's no lack
of knowledge.
There is. I concur. No, I disagree. I believe that Africa understands that simple living is the way of living because
well, hold on. Why do you think that there isn't why do you think there is a lack of knowledge in Africa?
All right, so
because you are African,
right?
So why do you think there is a lack of knowledge in Africa?
You just have to. All right, so they might just want to live off the land, but they don't want to live off the land. They want to live. You have a lot of people. We're not going to even say Africa, but Africa, yes, because it is the mother of everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It is the of everything. Mm-hmm. So the lack of knowledge of building, understanding different, like, you have countries, you have France, you have British, you have, like, even South America, like South Africa, these were colonized by fucking Europe. Mm-hmm. It was taken over by Europe. Yeah. Right? Yeah. If you go to South Africa, you can see the difference from South Africa, from North Africa, mm-hmm. from West Africa. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why?
The British rule.
Yeah, British came over, colonized, pilgrimed, did it, whatever. But the knowledge, the force of knowledge helped that. Yeah. Like, Africa, let's just say we as black people, we are stripped from knowledge.
I disagree 100% because I live in America. I've been here since 2005, and my entire journey of knowledge has led me to look back in Africa and look at the Zulu tribes and look at their religion and look at their science and look at their astronomy.
Who led you to?
What led me?
Did you search for the knowledge?
Of course I searched for the knowledge.
Okay.
And
You
it's not
have
even
to.
to Africa.
You-
So Africa is full and rich of things that people underestimate.
We are Americans. Listen. You are American.
And I believe Americans, and I am not American.
You think
and I believe Americans are very blind.
you think Africa. You think people in Africa are searching for the knowledge that you search for about their own country?
I think people
No,
in
definitely
Africa, the thing,
They know.
what I search for, they already have it. What they want is to the technology that we have. That's what they need, and that
That comes
really,
with knowledge. That comes with learning. That comes with listen. All right.
Is it the knowledge to survive though?
No, because you have a country like India. They pay for they pay for. This is why you have a lot of Indian doctors because it's free. They pay for you to get your education to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying this is why you see a lot of Indian doctors. I'm saying the infrastructure is for the education, like their education. So the education in Africa is destroyed. So where you can, knowledge improves. When you have knowledge, more knowledge of things, you are more aware of where you come from, where you're doing, what you're doing, where you're going. Like knowledge is plain and simple. Knowledge dictates where you're going to go and where you came from. That's what knowledge does.
Knowledge is power.
It's definitely power only if you use it. So if I lack the knowledge that we lack knowledge of power, all the resources. We know we have all the resources. We know this. But we don't have the knowledge to put so and so in power, put this person in power, put this person in power, put this and overcome.
Do you think that certain individuals, a lot of individuals, whatever, sit on knowledge and just don't use it? Like they possess the knowledge, they
We
just
had
don't
this
use
conversation. Yeah, a lot of people.
There's a lot of people that get killed for bringing up the knowledge that they have.
A lot, and this is why some people don't use their knowledge, but a lot of people just don't sit. They sit on knowledge because it's to them. It's like a tangible thing. It's their knowledge is like their wealth. So they don't want to share their wealth. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So a motherfucker would like hold in certain knowledge, certain things for you to educate the next person because they don't want that next person to have the upper hand. Like, and this is what we are. We all like.
I learned that in school when niggas didn't want to give me their fucking homework to copy. Like, bitch, I'm not trying to take your spot. I'm trying to graduate.
I just want to do what I gotta do to get ahead.
I just want to some fucking
But the motherfuckers.
You could be valedictorian.
But I get it though.
Regular
I'm for
person.
that, bro. I just want to be a regular person with fucking diploma.
Word. But motherfuckers don't give a fuck about the next person.
What? Motherfuckers, since the beginning of time, have always cared about themselves, which is why, like, people really gotta be more positive. Like,
be more positive?
yeah,
That's not it.
People gotta learn how to love.
Exactly.
Love? That's not even it.
So what is it then? So tell me what it is.
I don't know.
All right. So then, if you don't know, then you can't say that that's not what it is. Then
what? Just love and
what is
be
love
more
to
positive?
you? What is love to you?
The love is just sharing your life, your whole being,
He got the right answer first try.
I'm just saying it's being you and what you have as a person, as an individual, as an energy, as an entity of anything, and helping someone else, sharing yourself with someone else. I'm not even saying relationship wise. I'm just saying.
Can I ask you a question?
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Not to cut you
We
off.
both have questions.
Not to cut you off.
No, we both have questions.
Have you ever felt love Like what you just described, have you ever felt that for a person, whether it's a relationship or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't lack love. I don't lack of people loving me. No.
No, so do you think that if every person on this earth had the kind of love that you are able to give and understand, this world will be a better place?
No, because it's not supposed to be.
How come? Because yin and yang, and because both things need to be
Yeah.
together in order for
Everything
things
needs to
push forward.
coexist.
Because
Yeah.
you can't have love without hate, and you can't have hate
So
without
so
love.
how are we gonna how are we gonna fix this
Well,
world
because like
if we need the negative?
it was already programmed. If you know, it's already programmed where, you know, like where the whole the introductory of temptation and sins, and you know what I'm saying, it was already meant to be. Like the purity was gone when Eve bit that apple.
Okay, so
So are you saying that all of like the
That's a little-
negativity happened when they dropped the big book,
can I say something?
What do you mean when they dropped the big book?
the Bible? You saying when the Bible was written because you just said when Eve took the Bible,
He
the
said
first
Eve.
apple.
Well, I'm not saying because the Bible was written not just
I
all in one.
think
It was
he's trying to
written
say when we
when-
gain the knowledge to
when we-
understand
when we,
ourselves
when we
in a
gain,
different way of saying
when
it.
we
Yeah.
get, because the Bible is just pretty much, it was just an instruction from different prophets, different, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just all written it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The Bible was just from different points of life. It's a history book, right?
Yeah.
But when we gained the knowledge of, when our eyes were open completely, and we found out that we was naked. You know what I'm saying? We felt the guilt of being naked. That's when the world of dark and light and good and bad, that's when that shit just had to coexist. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when it like
That's
alright,
interesting.
that's
Can I ask you
when
a question?
yes.
Do you believe that the human race is? Do you believe that the human race cohabitates multiple levels of existence?
Yup.
Ooh.
Because I like to study a lot of extraterrestrial things, like about aliens, and it was like a lot of things that I study say that a lot of aliens, for example, they forget about spirituality, they forget about emotions. Like some of them, they go straight for like technology, they go straight for knowledge. But the thing is, the difference between a lot of those other species and the human race is that the human race actually cohabitates spirituality, emotion, physicality, and an astral etheric realm, like where they can go to. So like cohabitating different dimensions and different universes at the same time. And then that's like when people say like, so when they say a human was created in the image of God, is basically essentially saying that the human was created with the ability of a god.
Well, yeah, because we are gods.
Factual.
We are gods. That's why they say we are created in the image of God, because we are God. We're not the God. We're not God. So we are created in the image of God. Like come on. Look at all the perfect structure, the organization of your face, your body, your breath, like it's perfect.
Just the structure of your organs is.
Everything is
It's a work of
perfectly-
art.
Right. So
It is.
it's perfectly organized. Now we can go on for days and have arguments. You're gonna have, scientists with the Big Bang Theory. You're gonna have
Oh yeah,
you're
definitely. You're gonna
have
have everybody and their mama
right. So
with the theories.
right, but then
Nah, for real. You're gonna have. Well, it was a big star and it was the wizard
for
in
real
the
though,
sky.
for real though. But then you got like.
But then you actually have motherfuckers that are like, nah, this is what happened. Then boom, boom, boom.
Right, just
Boom,
not
boom,
going
boom.
off like you could go off the Bible, but like damn, like just look at the synchronistic. Like it's just so much harmonious things in the world where you go like, damn, it has to be a God. It has to be. Like, why is your nose right here and not on your forehead? You know what I'm saying? It has to
People
be.
think that it ain't on my forehead.
But it had. But
My
look,
forehead big as fuck anyway.
and then you saying aliens like there's so much like if you
a
go
lot
into
of them
the
live in a
abyss,
fourth dimensional time and space.
but if you go into the abyss, there's fucking sea animals that never been like.
We've only explored 10% of the ocean.
And
Has-
you know
right.
why? Because they have cities underneath the ocean,
See,
and
she
basically they said you cannot come here because you're not allowed. So stop your shit. So then NASA. Okay, wait. So NASA first started off their company and their whole entire thing with looking into the ocean, right?
Yeah, that's
So they
actually
went into
facts.
the ocean, they found something that didn't allow them to keep looking and started going into the sky.
Then all of a sudden they're like, what's in the sky?
Yeah, and then they want to fake the moon landing because the moon is a satellite. Literally, the moon is a satellite, and fucking they were like the aliens at the moon were like, yo, you can't land on our mothership, like you're bugging.
Dead.
And then who was it? The first guy that landed on not landed on the moon, the first guy that went to the moon or whatever, trying to get on it, he was like, there are big babies in here, they're huge, they're massive and scary. Like, that's literally what he said.
Dead
And he's dead now, and I don't think he was fucking capping.
Nah, he wasn't.
Yeah, no.
But-
So, another thing is, another thing that will blow your mind is that there's something, so there has been you know what a satellite is? There's like a satellite, right? There is a satellite on the Earth right now that was not made by humans, and it has been there for probably over 3,600 years, and it goes around the Earth in a specific trajectory, and it has changed, meaning that things are telling it what to do, and it's called the Black Knight. And
So do you
yeah.
do you believe that's the cause of global warming? Do you believe that's the
Absolutely.
cause of
I believe the cause of global warming is literally humans. I think that the
Pollution.
Earth. I think that the Earth I believe that the Earth is an organism, and that the amount of humans that is on the Earth is causing the organism to be sick.
Alright, so do you believe that it dictates our weather as far as because
No, I don't believe that it dictates our weather because the government has found a way to make weather.
Weather machines.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
so it
right.
can't really dictate our weather.
So
if
what do you think the satellite is utilizing?
the eye watches all of us.
The eye as far as
The eye as in like alien entities, extraterrestrial entities that are keeping an eye on human civilizations to make sure that we don't destroy ourselves, which we are very, very close to doing.
no
Probably.
We're
We're like-
already destroying ourselves.
So if that's your theory, right?
Utterly destroying ourselves in 6 months because they're talking about nukes.
So
And if one nuke goes down, 5 more are coming.
So if that's your theory, right? Because we're like beyond destroying ourselves. Like it's just, it's
We've already destroyed ourselves.
right. It's just
Is there any way of fixing ourselves at this point?
I mean,
Because you know that we are all part of the same
I mean, so
organism.
here's the thing. There is, but it would have to take, there is a whole, it would only take one person to check. Nah, bro. It's got to take a group effort. it's got to take a group effort to really change how, the world fucking functions, because we're literally destroying ourselves from the
Alright, so
inside
what
out.
so what functions would you try to change? If
So-
you're part of a group.
Okay, so if I was part of the group, right, and I had X amount of dollars, unlimited amount of money, I would start with something very big, covers a lot of the earth, the ocean. There is a big piece of fucking plastic the size of fucking Texas. It might even be bigger at this point.
Yeah.
So there are these specific species of worms, right, that eat plastic. They eat plastic. What I would do, I would gather all these worms. I would gather like a whole shit ton of worms, because they can eat plastic, and they can eat like a pound of plastic.
And cultivate them too?
And
So
cultivate.
So your standpoint would be ecological.
It'd be
To
ecological.
save the earth.
It'd be ecological
He
first,
understands the word
and then
organism
I'd
also.
move down the line. It'd be ecological, and then it would be financial. It'd be like, all right, like let's see what we're doing here, because it's not just going to be America. It's got to be all.
Everywhere.
Right.
Because we can't just listen. We are one piece of land, all right. There's other pieces of land. We were all once one huge piece of land, and then shit happened.
So what are you saying that what do you think the worm is gonna do?
Well,
Okay,
the worm
get
is
rid of
going to handle
plastic.
all that plastic.
Yeah,
It's
man.
going to eat all the
I
plastic.
gotta get rid of that fucking plastic, man. You know,
Because
only
then it's going
10%
to clean all
plastic
the water.
gets recycled. Only
Okay.
10% of plastic, and even if you put it in the recycling box, only 10% of plastic gets recycled.
So your first plan is clean the water, our natural resource.
It's 70% of our Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Like,
I think so.
What's up there?
it's a lot of the Earth.
So your plan would be like
I would start with the water.
to
Yeah.
clean the natural resource.
Yeah. Wouldn't you do
Oh,
that
and
first?
cars, and get rid of exhaust.
We
Try
you
to
know,
get rid of.
we
Try
could-
at least.
We could try, but listen, I'm
It's
no
gonna be
sci-
hard with the trucks. and
Listen,
the
I'm no
food.
fucking scientist, alright? I'm too poor to go to college. I just try my best to retain all the
Do
knowledge.
you think it's too late?
No, not at all. We have 30
So-
years. By 2029, we'll
It's too
probably
late.
be alright.
Part of me
Not at all.
says yes.
Absolutely.
There's an option,
Well, I think that we might destroy ourselves and build ourselves back up. That's what I can
I
say.
think it's
like
too
a
late.
phoenix rising from the ashes.
I
No,
think-
I actually believe that we're gonna destroy ourselves and build ourselves back
It
up.
might
So
might be
Because
just living
this-
So
in
hold
a
on. So when
bubble
you
where-
say build ourselves back up, are you
This-
saying
This government, in order for this country to keep existent, the government has to collapse. Ain't no way.
so? Are you talking like?
So when you say government has to collapse, in what structure?
The government has to collapse in the structure of
The government has to be for the people.
yeah. So like strip everything of government. We have to run ourselves. Like at some point we might have to run ourselves and seek our own. I actually believe, like thinking
So,
about it
what,
right now, I
tyranny?
think every state is probably like in the next like
What,
5
be
to
ty-
10 years, every state is probably gonna have their own like person probably. Yeah.
I mean, every state has their own person, and then it goes.
No, but like
No.
No, like it's just that person, and then that's it.
and then that's it.
That's it.
Um,
There is no House of Representatives.
There's
There is
no
no House of
president.
legislation.
So would you rather that?
The thing is, so what I
I don't think
predict.
that would ever happen.
No, but I predict is
Obviously,
essentially.
it
So
wouldn't
right
happen.
now, right this moment, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm independent, right? So a lot of Republicans, the Republican like rallies and stuff, they're all talking about a civil war. I've been talking about a civil war in our side for the longest time, and now they're talking about it, meaning that now both of them are matching up. You feel me? So everyone needs to prepare for this election. because at this election there's gonna be fucking riots.
But it was
All
already,
types
it was
of
There was
already,
already
there's
riots.
yeah.
Like, yo,
No, but
Biden,
now it's crazy.
So
Alpha. Biden came into office and they literally rioted the
I think
fucking
that was
White
so.
House.
I think that was soft because now that they lived through Biden, it's like we not doing this no more.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
But
like,
Biden, and does it really matter? Because our government isn't even controlled by us. Like, does it really matter if you vote?
I mean, I've
Really?
realized
It
that
does matter, but it doesn't matter because you're just one of. But all right, so let's say, so you're saying you're not a Republican, you're not a Democrat, you're independent. So what are your views? Like, what as an independent, what are your views? What do you say that if you're not gonna vote for a Democrat, you're not gonna be conservative, you're not gonna be liberal. What?
So for me, like for example, let's say we talk about Roe v. Wade, right?
Mhm.
I personally, myself, and
Mhm.
I would never get an abortion.
Okay.
I would never ever in my life get an abortion.
Okay.
But I
why
know
is that?
because I believe that if God were to give me a child is because that's meant to be. I was born in 1999. My mother had me at the age of 15. My entire family told my mom to abort me, and my mom prayed and she decided to keep me. So, and if my mom did not keep me, I wouldn't be here today. So me, I believe in fate. So I personally won't have an abortion. But the thing is, I've known people who, if they did not have an abortion, they would have died.
Right. So how do you? All right. So
So
because that's also a tough.
so I believe everyone has their own choice. Like you decide.
Should have their
So
own.
you're
Should
pro-choice.
have- should have.
So you're pro-choice.
Yeah, for sure. Like for me, I won't have an abortion, but for you, it's your life because I don't know anything you experience in your life. You know what I mean? I don't think I have a right to tell anyone what to do, and I don't think I have a right to tell anyone. Like another thing that's really there with me is drugs, right? So many people are incarcerated for drugs. And little do they know is that these people are doing drugs because they're escaping from something and they need help, a lot of them. And I feel like in a lot of countries, like many countries, drugs aren't illegal. You don't go to jail for them. You don't lose your entire life. For them.
Right. So we actually have the strictest laws on incarceration for like even back in the days like weed and shit.
Yeah, like I don't think
like,
that
There was a
Drugs-
drugs. I don't think that drugs should be illegal personally. I think that
they should.
They should. I think you should. I think that they should be controlled.
No,
Not
because
illegal.
you have no. I think it should because now.
Well, at least not go to jail for it.
Right, but now.
Okay, so what
That's-
drugs do you think should be legal and what drugs do you think should be illegal?
I'm saying like if you have any common sense of self and hurting, right? Like fentanyl, right? Fentanyl is a legal drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So now, boom.
It's a medicine.
It is.
Allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly. It is a
It is
medicine.
a medicine.
That shit fucks up your body. Though.
It's a medicine.
It's a medicine. It's a legal drug. So now, the way it's being used with everything, you don't think that should be illegal?
I believe.
Like if you consciously know, if you cooking up some.
But that's where it should be controlled.
No. If you consciously know that, say you buy some grams of fentanyl, right? And you know if you mix it, because just a little touch of fentanyl can kill you, right?
Even smelling it.
Right. So if you know that, and you still mix it with a drug, you are conscious.
To the
You don't think that should be illegal?
Yo, to the motherfuckers
I know people who
that
OD
mix
off of
fent
that.
with e-pills and
Everything.
fent with coke. Oh my god.
Motherfuckers mix it with weed.
weed is crazy.
Motherfuckers put fentanyl in weed. So now, if you don't think that should be illegal, then you really got your moral compass is out of whack.
Not that I don't think it should be illegal. I think it should be controlled. I don't think that should be something.
You can't control.
Well, I mean, would you be able to control any drug? Like, okay, say hypothetically right now, tomorrow we wake up, boom, coke, heroin, and crystal meth, all fucking legalized right now. But it's got to be controlled.
You can't.
Is it really going to be controlled?
You can't.
Because you know that there's going to be some.
You think that we can be controlled?
We?
No, there's not, because you know there's gonna be some motherfucker wanting to be Jesse Pinkman and Heisenberg wanting to make fucking crystal meth with blue fucking food coloring.
You can't exactly. And look, there's so many strains of weed. There's so many things of weed like you can't control. Once you have the right, once you birth something into the system and it grows, and then you have so many people tampering with.
So can I ask you a question? So what do you think is better? A world where a lot of things are controlled, or a world similar to the Wild Wild West where people work on their, live with their morals?
Well, you gotta just go by history. Like, what world has been liberated from control?
I feel like people should just mind their own business. Like, why is it that we can't just go back to that? No, I'm being serious. Like, that's not a cop-out answer. Why is it we can't just mind our own fucking business?
Because everybody's interrelated. Like, everybody's interrelated to something. Like, you can't just mind your business when you have a 15-year-old overdosing off of fentanyl. You're not going to be able to mind your business off of that. Like, you can't mind your business if some dude goes into McDonald's and shoots somebody in the face for some fries. You can't mind your business when you have people just dying of hunger. You can't mind your business. Like, so this is when you ask me love. Like, this is when that comes into play. Like, if you have love for yourself, how can you not have love for somebody else? Like, if you really love and truly embody the word of love and that chemistry, how can you not want something better for the next person? I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna just do what I'm doing and mind my business. That fucking 12-year-old is a fucking crack addict. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's always gotta be a fucking
an ability to restrain.
Checks and balances. There's always gotta be checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It can't just be a Wild Wild West. It has to be checks and balances, because damn, if it's Wild Wild West, then like it's tyranny. It's a tyrant society. Like, nobody. It's fucking land of the fucking zombies.
Factual.
You know what I'm
Can I ask you
saying?
a question?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think that the world has so many people? Do you believe that the world is controlled by a small amount of people?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this whole Kanye and Kyrie. This is a true fucking war. Like, yes. We know, like, if you are.
See them about the school you just some game. Let me introduce myself, Griselda be the name. But you can call me Blanco, I'm the head honcho. I started all the shit, but I could also make it stop though. If I ever for a second think you moving funny, I would drop you on the spot, cause I don't play with money. I see the fear in your eyes, that's good, I like that. Gotta keep you on your toes in case I gotta strike back. I maneuver different, I ain't nothing like the rest of them. When I'm dead and gone, I'll put my name with the best of them.